So Nicole said that I smelled like weed.
He did. I'm not super shy. Like, I'm a friendly person.
You're not shy?
No.
Who said I love you first?
He did. And I didn't say it back at first.
Well,
Damn.
Basically, we were playing soccer, and I was very like, hey, go do this. Pass the ball. Like, remember, I told Jihoon to do something. And all of a sudden, he kneels and says, yes, master. And that was like the most unexpected thing that I could expect someone to do in the middle. And our relationship right now, I would call it a partnership.
You have made me afraid of having kids.
No, don't. I mean, I think that women are made for the home.
If you guys had to give a TED Talk, what would it be about?
All the hard work that I put in, all the sacrifices that I make every day is like 100% worth it. It's like, what do you want me to say?
Say, this is the best podcast ever.
Isso é melhor podcast em todo mundo.
Ah!
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
That's it.
How do you say let's go in Portuguese?
Vamos.
Vamos! What's up, guys? Really quickly before you jump into this episode, I just wanted to say thank you. This is episode 50. Can't believe I made it this far. Can't believe we got the studio. Can't believe I'm doing multicam. Thanks for being along for the ride. Here's to 50 more coming and 150 more after that. As you guys know, as I've said many times on the podcast, I'm just trying to get 1% better. So let's keep liking, subscribing, sharing, and we'll see where this thing goes. As for Nicole and Vitor, you know Nicole. She's been on here 2 or 3 times. First time for Vitor. We didn't do hot once because Nicole wasn't feeling great, but there's a lot on the bone here. There's actually so much that I'm probably going to do another side episode, kind of like what I released on YouTube with Joe. So that'll be out probably later in the month. So once again, guys, I'll shut up. Enjoy the episode. Peace.
Are we already doing the podcast?
Yeah, we're live. So, guys, Third wheeling, yay, Nicole, Vitor. Nicole, this is your 4th appearance?
Third.
No.
Third.
Well, I broke up Cameron's podcast
that's
into
right.
2.
Yeah.
So this is number 4.
This is technically 4.
You're in good territory because I think the only other person who's been on here 4 times is either my friend Scott or Shane. So
I mean,
you're in good company.
I love you, so.
I love you too. But Vitor, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Your
Excited
first
to be here.
Your first time, man. So it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, for sure.
I always like doing the Third wheeling episodes. They're fun, but like I do a lot of cutting myself off, like as you know,
It's okay.
as you know. But so we'll kind of we'll avoid hot ones for today, for Nicole's sake or whatever.
Yes.
Are you good with hot food, Vitor? I forget.
I mean,
He literally, I just told him about this on the way over here, how you had mentioned that, and he's like, I would have done that, and I'm like, what? I'm just supposed to sit there and watch you guys do it? And he's like, yeah. I was like, no.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I mean, I don't eat a ton of hot food.
Yeah.
But I'll have some. And especially if it's like a challenge, I'll do that.
Right.
Like, I have no problems.
But Brazilian food is not normally hot, right, or spicy. Is it? I don't
Yeah.
know.
They're not like...
think so.
Uncultured. I'm an
can be.
uncultured.
They can be. But it's more
Not
like they
like-
don't put it in the food directly. More they'll put sauces on the food to make it spicy.
What's your favorite sauce then? Are you like?
He likes barbecue.
Very American
Are
of
you
you.
talking hot sauce or just...
Anything.
Yeah, typically barbecue sauces go
Barbecue.
too. Yeah.
What's your go-to sauce?
Oh gosh.
Like if
Ranch.
you're making a ranch, yeah, ranch
I'm
is
boring,
good on
remember?
salad.
I
That's
remember
good.
like one time we did a podcast and we were talking about like ice cream. It was like, I think it was the first one that you ever came in. Which shout out to you. Was that here?
Yeah, but
Okay,
you
well,
didn't have
you-
any of this.
You were one of the. Yeah.
There was none of
It was rough. It was rough. Well, I started out in my basement without any mics, any phone
Yeah,
holders,
that's
and
right.
yeah. So it was a different time. Anyway, so thanks for coming on. I don't know if you want me to start with just questions or whatever, but actually,
You
no.
said you had something
I
you
said
wanted to start
something.
off
So.
with.
There are some allegations that have been raised against me by certain people in this room, and I just wanted to clear the air. So I saw you guys right at the
Oh.
and, Nicole said when I said hi to you guys and dap up, hugs, all that jazz, which was funny. Do you know the reason why I walked by you guys and I didn't realize it was you?
I know you told us. You said
Okay,
you
I
saw
thought-
Theo on Vitor's shoulders and like,
No,
oh.
you just saw a kid, a random
Oh
kid.
yeah, you're like, oh, well, you just saw a kid, and you're like, oh, look at that. There's a kid on his dad's shoulders, and you're like, oh, that's Vitor.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And like I said, we were all headed to the beer tent. Not all of us went in, but I respect it. Anyways, so Nicole said that I smelled like weed.
He did.
It's like, dude,
You
Well,
did.
I've never been a weed person.
Okay.
I
well,
mean, my birthday is it.
But I was right next to you, and I didn't
okay,
smell
Michael.
anything.
Michael has never been around weed before.
And he thought
he
smelled like.
thought you smelled like weed. He looked at me.
Oh,
He
man.
said, "Is that what weed smells like?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Damn, Nicole.
it is."
All right, you gotta clear my name.
I
Then.
didn't say that you had smoked it. I didn't know, but you smelled like it.
Have you ever smoked weed out of curiosity?
I did, yeah, a couple times, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's very interesting because, like,
That was another lifetime ago, Ben.
yeah, I know.
That was when I
Like I
was.
said, I can edit it out
That
if you
was
want.
no, it's fine. I was like 18. The first time I did it was with him actually.
No way.
His-
you did.
His cousin.
Yeah,
Oh, is this in Brazil?
No.
my cousin, he's a big pothead, and
Oh.
Wait,
And we were
does
in
he
high-
still? Is he still?
Probably, but and then we tried, and
Yeah.
Nicole.
I did not
kinda-
like it.
Well, Nicole has anxiety.
Yeah, I
so
have
she-
anxiety.
Me too,
So
bro.
when I did it, I just like, and it's so fun. This is actually kind of a funny story. It wasn't in the moment, but so we had literally. I was in Mrs. Urban's psychology class with your grade. You weren't in but it was with like all of the guys from your grade and girls. And we had just learned about marijuana. Like we were going through like different drugs and like the effects that it has on your system or whatever. And I had never smoked anything before. And we had just learned about like this one case where someone had smoked like a bad batch and they were like paralyzed from the neck down.
What?
Yeah. And so we had
What was it? What was in it? Fentanyl?
I don't know.
That's not normal.
I know it's not normal, but then when we did it, I was like, I can't feel my legs. I thought that it was happening to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't feel my legs. Like I'm gonna be paralyzed. So that was not fun.
Yeah, that's so funny. So I've never, a couple times, some of my friends like smoke weed. I've smoked weed before. It's really interesting because like in Christian communities, it's like super like, no, like anti-weed and any substance, right? Which to a certain degree like makes sense and whatever.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, God did make weed as a plant, right? So it's interesting how like certain people use it for medical like purposes, and I mean I would say 90%
I'll say this real
of people
quick.
just want to get high.
Obviously, even though I've done it, doesn't mean I agree with it now. But
Clear
the
your name now.
difference, the difference is like I don't think it's right now. If you're doing it for medicinal purposes, then that's a legal way to do it. But if you're doing it illegally, that's different.
Yeah.
So if you're in a state where it's legal, then whatever, like just like with drinking used to be illegal. So if drinking was illegal, I would say that it's bad, but it's legal now, so it's okay.
No, I actually don't quite agree with being legal or illegal. There's a bunch of legal things that we shouldn't do. I just think it's more. I think it's okay. Just like drinking, it's fine. But what's the purpose behind it? And if you're drinking just to get completely wasted and high, then where is your mind at in that process? Same thing with drinking.
But
Drinking
if
is legal,
if
but
you're
if you're
doing
just to
something
get drunk,
that's illegal, I mean, that's wrong because you're going up against a law that you should be abiding by. Like, do you think that
Right,
doing
but-
something illegal, regardless of the intentions, is okay? I don't.
No, but what I'm speaking to is more like in Ben mentioned, God made weed. It's a plant. I think it's okay. Yeah, it's a plant. But if you're abusing it,
Right.
that's when it becomes a problem. Like God made all things, right? But when you're abusing it, that's when it becomes a bigger issue.
And it's so tough too because like at times, everyone, there's obviously verses in the Bible where it talks about like don't be drunk with wine, but be filled with the Holy Spirit. And then sometimes people, it'll be like you'll be sitting on your porch and you'll be drinking. You're on your second or third beer. You don't have anywhere to go. It's like a Saturday or Sunday night. Or some people like smoke a joint outside on their porch or whatever in the middle of nowhere. It's like, yeah, it's just it's weird because at times like there is nuance a lot, and it's weird as I grow up and try to but just get a good, better, healthy, more emotionally mature perspective on some of these things. Because, we could go down the, Christians shouldn't do 5 things, right? Drugs, like swearing, drinking, sex before marriage, and like, stealing or whatever. But then it's like,
I think there's more than 5 things. That
well, I know, but those are
Christians
like the
shouldn't
5
do.
like big, or being dishonest in business.
Right.
Those are,
Murdering.
like, well, yeah, I guess murder, I guess. Free Palestine. No. Anyways, but you get the idea where so even like this, right? Like weed was first legalized in like 2012, right? And then wasn't the Prohibition era, which was the last time like alcohol was banned? That was like the 20s and 30s,
Yeah.
right?
Well, that's
So-
great. I didn't know California was 1996. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I
That's
don't-
medical cannabis.
Still, it's kind of.
Yeah, and it's
I'll
really
go
weird. So it's like if I smoke weed in like Kingsborough, Mass, versus like like
Yeah.
I go to Kingsborough, Mass for AMC, theaters or whatever. So it's like, but if I smoke it in like New Hampshire, am I bad? Like, I don't know. But it's like for me personally with weed, I just look at it as well. One, it's kind of convenient for me because I'm like I don't really enjoy it. I don't like the smell. I don't like the feeling. I have depression, anxiety, so it's like it's not like that helps.
No, it makes
No.
it a lot worse.
Yeah, it like exemplifies. What's the word I'm thinking of?
Amplifies.
Yeah.
Or
Close enough.
I think exemplify. No, is that a word?
Amplifies.
I have
Amplifies,
mom
yeah.
brain. Yeah, amplify.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think it's a terrible thing to do, but I think it's more about what's your purpose behind it.
Yeah.
If you are doing it just to get completely wasted, or you need it every single day just to, be a normal person because you're so addicted to it, that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
I think if it's like, let's just say it's a Sunday afternoon, you're in your farm, in your porch, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I think that could be okay, but if you're doing it.
But if
just
you're like,
to-
I'm looking forward to Saturday night or Sunday, you're like,
exactly, or you
Or
need it every day,
night,
like you can't
you
sleep.
can't function.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't function. You can't sleep unless you do it. Then it's like, okay, there's
And-
probably a deeper issue
and
here.
other people will be like, well, coffee's or caffeine's
Yeah,
a drug,
that's
or
true.
vaping. And
Technically,
all that stuff.
caffeine I think
Or
is a drug,
cigarettes.
right?
Yeah, it could be.
I will say though, like regardless of like my stance on thinking that people should or shouldn't smoke weed, I would never be like, oh, you're a heathen. Like, oh,
know.
that's so evil. You're
The weird
smoking
thing
weed.
for
I would
me-
never do that.
yeah.
Like, I don't care. I'm not gonna. But I would be like, oh, if I was asked about it, I'd be like, oh yeah, maybe I don't agree with it, but
My thing is that just for like one, I just have a one, and people could say, could be fair and be like, oh, Ben's choosing sides because he would rather drink than smoke or whatever.
I would too, though. I don't.
Fair enough.
It's people. We both have anxiety, so like it doesn't feel.
People
good.
say drinking gives you anxiety. I personally don't think so. But
No.
once again, I know it depends upon the person and all this
Yeah.
stuff. But when I just, for me, I'm like, if you hear like a Christian and smoking weed, just for me personally, just my own personal opinion, I'm like, dang, like, I don't know, feel like a little bit of a check my spirit or whatever. But
Yeah.
that's just me personally. So I don't know. And I mentioned this with John Marshall, who I just had in here, where I was talking, I unintentionally, kind of put my foot in my mouth, but I was saying, I'm like, oh, if I would be, we were talking about like pastors and are pastors necessary and different titles, because it's very cool. Like John Marshall, when he came from like New Mexico and whatever, his church was doing great, best they've ever done, like 300 people in like a 9,000 populated town. So that's like super good for like that area. And then God's like, hey, like come all the way across the country and do like a home church and whatever. And so it's very interesting how his perspective is like very anti like titles and perspectives. And when I was talking with him, I basically said, I think I even have it maybe in the trailer where I go, well, if I was a pastor, I would live slightly differently. And he's like, well, why would you do that? You shouldn't be doing that at all. We're all the same in God's eyes. I'm like, it's good because people like that are just very, super humble, meek people, like
He's-
really
yeah.
listen to God. Like
His
it's
parents
just like,
are so nice.
But
so
I get your
solid.
point too. Like teachers are held to a higher standard in some
right,
type
and
of way.
that's the part
Yeah.
that there's scripture for that. I'm sure.
There is.
If you will, what's the scripture where it says like it would be better for you to have a millstone tied around your neck and be drowned in the sea than like lead a young person astray.
We
I think that's in
literally talked
Matthew.
about that verse at church today. Yeah, Pastor Paul mentioned the millstone verse,
Yeah,
so it's crazy.
gotcha.
Me and Nicole are
Another
reading
yeah.
The
side
Lord of the
note.
Rings again.
Oh no way!
Reading The
Yeah.
Hobbit right now.
Have you guys fully read the series before?
I haven't. This
I
is my
have.
first time, but
I'm,
he has.
I'm reading the Silmarillion right now.
Oh, shout out to you! So you're legit.
Yeah,
Are you a book reader? I thought
He
you.
loves
Yeah.
to read.
Yeah, I loved
We
reading.
both do. We have reading dates at night, That's what we do. Like after we put the kids to sleep, we're like, "Do you want to get some tea and read in bed?" And we're like, "Yeah." So we get our books and we'll just read next to each other for a couple hours.
It's so hard for me to read. Like I haven't read Mike probably didn't pick that up. I haven't read like a full book in a long time. Unless fiction is cool. I've probably read one fiction book.
Fantasy.
Fantasy.
Fantasy is better than just fiction.
People are going to be mad at me because I keep bringing this up. And my sister's like, stop talking about the CIA and whatever. But this book's called The Devil's Chessboard, Alan Dulles, the CIA and the Rise of America's Secret Government. I'll continue to show this to the cameras. Because when I did, I mentioned this to the 9/11 episodes. I mentioned this when I was doing, I don't know if you guys are aware, but I do this sub-series called Down the Rabbit Hole, where I'll cover like a certain topic and then I'll just
like a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, either conspiracy theories, forbidden histories, or whatever. And this book it's super cool, but this is basically about, so this guy Alan Dulles was the longest tenured head director of the CIA, and it starts basically in World War II, where they had this this organization called the OSS, the Operation of Strategic Services. It's the CIA before the CIA. And it was just saying, it's really interesting. Well, basically that this guy Alan Dulles was like a lawyer before like he was ever in the OSS, and he was also a banker, so he had ties to people in Austria and all these these banks in Germany. So when the Nazis were doing their thing and when it was coming to the end of the war, he tried to get some of these Nazi guys off because he kind of had not that he was pro their ideology, but he looked at everything from a business perspective.
Well, they brought a bunch of Nazis to the United States.
This is
Operation
totally like
Paperclip.
up Vitor's alley. He loves learning about conspiracy theories.
Oh, Vitor.
Well,
so he'll be able to talk a lot about stuff like this.
Well, the thing is, there are conspiracy theories, and there are some things there.
And so
they're facts, right?
Part of Down the Rabbit Hole, I do cover conspiracy theories, but I also I call it forbidden history, where a lot of people don't realize that. So basically, when World War II ended or whatever, there were all these incredibly smart and intelligent and groundbreaking, innovating, scientists from the Nazis and whatever. And so the whole from I'm no expert on the Cold War. I could other people like Joe, Shane, a lot of other people. I mean, maybe I should have a Cold War person come in here and start that at some point. But basically, there was this pull like, well, who's going to get these? We're not going to send them all to jail because we're going to use them for our own good. So America take some, Russia takes some.
What was that called? There's a specific name for that.
Operation Paperclip.
Yeah.
Damn, Vitor, I'm impressed. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Maybe I should send you some of my Down the Rabbit Holes. I don't know if you'd ever have time, but. Guys, okay, we're back. We talked about some current event stuff, so I might break it up to another episode. We'll see, whatever. We were saying you guys met in high school. You're what, 1 year older?
Yeah, I was a senior.
You're 27, right?
Yep, I was a senior. She was a junior.
Yeah.
I'm still 25 right now, though. So he's like a year and a few months older
But she turns 26 next month.
Gotcha. And so, once again, check out my episode 15 with Nicole, because that's where we get Nicole's side of like their whole relationship and whatever. But now we get to hear a lot of Vitor's perspective. So, Vitor, even though we don't have enough time to go through like what coming to America and everything was like, could you give a quick summary of your first couple months here? Because I was a grade above you guys, and then I kind of became friends with Nicole when was it my senior year or when I left?
No.
I think it was when you left.
Yeah.
I wasn't there your senior year.
Right.
I was only there Vitor's senior
memory.
Year.
So, okay, cool. So,
and then you were my coach. Did we talk about that too? I'm sure we did.
Not enough. There was nothing good there when I was a coach.
Are you kidding? It was great having Ben as my coach.
I got used to shooting with a girl's ball, though.
Yeah. Actually, do you want me to start just saying like me and Nicole's story, how we started dating on my side of that?
Yeah, because also like one thing I think I said this when we did our first episode, Nicole, is that Vitor was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna date any American girls at all." Yeah, and that lasted.
Yeah, I very much had that mindset.
It lasted for a year, so lasted until he met me.
Well,
right?
my goal was just like I was just focused on myself. I wasn't thinking about girls. It was not top of mind. I couldn't really picture myself, dating or getting married to an American girl. I think part of it was I still had a stronger accent than I do now. I still have an accent, of course. But
your English is incredible.
But I was like, okay, it's going to be kind of weird communicating. I don't know. Like, I didn't know what it was going to be, so it just wasn't top of mind for me. I was just focusing on myself at that time. I was a senior in high school, so I wasn't really thinking about having anything serious or just dating anyone. But then I came and then started my senior year, and then I met you.
And you had already been here for your junior year.
Yep, I was here my junior year. Went to Brazil for summer.
Were you pretty intimidated coming to America, like to American school, or was that like a? What do Brazilians think of America? I heard there's a huge Christian population in Brazil. Right?
Catholic.
Is it Catholic?
Well,
I thought it was Christian.
No,
there's Christians too, but I think Brazil's a Catholic country, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's a huge Christian.
Okay.
But the thing is too, like Catholics in Brazil are like a lot more like religious than someone here.
Yeah,
like they probably believe in Jesus. They go to church every Sunday.
Brazil is a very religious.
It's a very religious country.
But anyway, so my idea was more of the natural, like the normal high school, not a Christian school. Like my idea of high school was just like a big high school. For example, like when my first day, I went to Mr. Winans and I was like, hey, can I try out for the soccer team? Because
try out?
Because I'm in my mind, it's like, okay, I know you have to go through tryouts, and you know, it was like I was imagining like a big high school from like movies that I've watched. That was my idea.
It's like he's thinking like NCAA is like American Pie.
I know. No, he wanted to come play soccer, so he's like excited.
You must have thought Americans sucked at soccer though.
No,
so you're like, I got it.
No,
or not
I knew they were in terrible, but I mean,
you were confident.
I was like, I'm gonna rip up the.
Well, my goal was to like.
Weren't you not bad? You were not good at soccer, I thought.
I was okay. I mean, I'm very athletic, so you know, it's like I know.
You're one of the more athletic girls I know.
Yeah, I mean, I would play, and I think I scored a few goals, but I would mainly play defense just because. I don't know. And then I played goalie one time. This was after Vitor left because our goalie was out and I played basketball. And so the coach thought that I would have good hand-eye coordination. But I'm also a girl, so a ball's coming wicked fast at me. I'm not going to like jump in front of it to block it. So I was a little scared, but yeah, so.
No, but for me, like I was actually gonna play at Nashville North because I knew the coach.
Right, yeah. And I remember that.
I did preseason with them, but then the coach ended up being fired. They wanted me to lie. I lived on exit 2, which is south, but they wanted me to lie, saying I lived on a different road.
Right, so you can go to north, right? Yeah.
So there was like some shady things going on, and I was like, okay, this doesn't feel right. And then I just played at NCAA, but my mindset was more like, okay, this is gonna be a big school, like
I'm gonna have to try out for.
Yeah, so it was definitely a different atmosphere.
Did you say when you asked Mr. Winans to try out, he like laughed and he's like, "You're on the team. Like, you don't have to try out."
Yeah, no, he was like, yeah, we don't try out, and I was like, okay, because in my mind I was like, what do you mean you don't try out? I want to play, and he's like, no, just show up. At this address here, and he told me when to show up.
And then Vitor comes in, it's co-ed.
And then I was surprised when we were playing with girls. So I was like, okay, like this wasn't definitely not what I was expecting.
There were some good like not Mount. Oh, what's the name?
No, we had some good girls on our teams. We had Jordan. We had
Sarah.
Sarah.
I'm not saying the girls. I'm saying there was some good competition. What was the Holy Family? Holy Family was always good, right?
There was. Well, it was not the level of soccer I was expecting to
play. I know, but maybe it was a little more competitive than just, you know, kicking back and forth and.
Yeah.
It's good cardio, right, Vitor?
Yeah.
Good exercise.
But anyway, so I had kind of already. The idea was for me to go play D1, get a full ride D1 scholarship, be a professional soccer player, big dreams. And then that just kind of faded. I just felt like that wasn't what God was calling me to do. And, but anyways, and then my senior year, I met Nicole we only had one class together, English class. And my schedule was messed up. I was supposed to be in study hall, but then I was like, well, I have 2 study halls. This is weird. Then I went to check and they messed up on my schedule. I actually had English. And then the only spot available was next to Nicole. So we sat right next to each other the first day.
Do you think he's going to tell this story right, by the way, like you did last time?
He's telling it right so far.
Cool. You're good.
So we sat next to each other, and then we just started talking just like because we sat next to each other.
Were you immediately like...
Well, he forgot my name. I might have said that.
Oh, you're supposed to let him say that.
Well, he remembers that.
Okay.
I'm like, I make fun of him all the time because I I said, "Oh, I'm Nicole, by the way," because he didn't say anything to me, and I'm not super shy. Like, I'm a friendly person.
You're not shy?
No.
Well, the class was going on. The class was happening, so I just sat and we didn't really talk. And then all of a sudden, she said, "Hey, I'm Nicole, by the way." But I wasn't expecting her to talk to me because we were in the middle of
And
class.
she's like, "Oh," he's like, "Oh, hi, I'm Vitor." And then like a minute later, he's like, "What's your name again?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, he hates me." Like,
Well,
he definitely
yeah,
didn't think I was pretty, because if he did, he would have remembered my name.
But to be honest, I hadn't even like looked at her at that point. I just sat in class. I wasn't like staring right
he
to
wasn't
her.
like this.
Yeah, so I didn't even really knew what you looked like at that point. But then we just became friends, and obviously I thought you were pretty, and
You didn't
I wanted
think
to
she
get to
was
know
hot?
her.
Okay,
Anyways,
let's
go
not
ahead.
talk about
But
that.
then we just
I
started
know.
talking. We played soccer
Being
together,
weird.
so
Yeah.
we were hanging out a lot more.
I decided to quit at Merrimack so that I could, because honestly, like, I mean, I had like the whole falling out like with my coach and whatever, and I was still gonna play Merrimack varsity, but I had my ACL injury, and I couldn't play at Merrimack and play soccer at NCA, so I decided that I was just gonna stop because I wanted to get to know Vitor, and I felt like playing soccer I would be able to, and my heart wasn't in the basketball as it was before, so I was able to talk to him a lot at soccer too.
Yeah, and then it just started progressing where I just started like, okay, I really like her. She's really beautiful. Like, we're making great conversation and getting to know each other. And I was like, okay, like I wasn't expecting any of this. This was a surprise to me, but I'm going to pursue this. And then we started hanging out more, and we went
with
out.
John too, because we both were friends with John.
Yep, we went to
I think I mentioned that the last time too. I miss John.
Scare Fest with John, Zitties.
Is that at Mel's?
Screamfest, yeah.
Yeah.
No, wait,
yeah.
is it?
Yeah,
No,
right next
Spooky
to.
World. It was Spooky World.
Yeah.
Screamfest is Canopy, I think.
Okay, Spooky World, and we did that, and then I think the following week is when we went to
Yeah,
Canopy.
yeah. And then Nate was having like a bonfire at the same time. I remember that. Like we met at Nate's house, and then we went over to Mel's because he was right down the road from it. And then
at Canopy, I told you that I liked you.
yeah, I kind of already knew though.
Yeah, I think
Because I'm pretty sure you had put your armor, you had won the stuffed animal for me at Spooky World.
Yeah.
And then you put your arm around me on the hayride too. But I remember when you won it for me, I was like you were like, Nicole, which one do you want? Like you were going to win it for me. And I was like still like in denial because I didn't think that you would like me in that way, even though John had kind of said that you did. And Siddise came up to me. She's like, Nicole, like he just did that for you. He totally likes you. I'm like, I don't know. Like maybe he was just
Siddise
being
said
nice.
that?
Yeah.
Dude, I just saw her a couple months
How's
ago
she
outside
doing?
Target. Good. She's
How
got a
old's
kid
her
too.
son? Yeah.
Oh gosh, 2, 3 maybe.
That's awesome.
Well, anyways.
So yeah, she was like, he definitely likes you, and I was just like
I
in
definitely
denial,
liked you.
and I
by
was
that
scared.
point.
But then he had put his arm around me,
The Riz.
and then when we went back to Nate's house, I remember like you needed a ride home because John had driven you there, and Nate was like, "Oh, I'll drive him home," and I was like, "No, I'll drive him home," and Nate was like, "No, it's okay, I can drive him home," and I was like, I will drive him home. Like,
put your foot down.
I'm telling you, like, I want to drive him home because I want to spend time with him. And then he kissed my cheek when he left the car. I remember that.
The Riz again. I hate that
So
word,
yes,
but
and
it's
then
funny.
we were texting. So
Yeah.
we were just talking, getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And then at Canopy the following week is when I told you I liked you, and you said you did too. And then I was like, okay, let's go on like a proper date, just the two of us.
Yeah. And
And
then
then
we
we-
went to
Get coffee.
what's it called? It's the one that's across from
Riverwalk.
Yeah, Riverwalk Cafe. That's where we went.
And then we started dating after that officially.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it started. And then, seeing that year for me was kind of a weird year because I was trying to go to college, but I didn't know if I was going to be able to because my family was in Brazil. I was considered out of state.
Yeah,
It was
he
a lot
wouldn't
of
get
money.
financial aid. So he would have to pay like full price. No, not even like in-state tuition. So
Dang.
So yeah, but we were just enjoying the moment, and
yeah.
that's kind of where everything started.
Yeah. Cool. Sweet. And then you guys, so you had kind of 2 weddings too. You did one in Brazil.
Yeah.
By the way, do you guys speak Portuguese at home?
Yeah.
We do when we
So
don't
are
want
you
our
making- are
kids
the
to
kids-
know. Theo does actually. He does. We've been teaching him a lot. He can count to 30 in Portuguese.
He definitely counts to 20.
Yeah.
I would assume you would want him to be like kind of bilingual now.
It's hard because like
she picked up.
she knows how to
Portuguese.
speak
I speak Portuguese. We speak Portuguese.
but she doesn't speak Portuguese with the kids.
Can you give us in the audience some Portuguese? I love how it sounds.
Que você quer ou vai falar?
O que você quer que eu falo?
Ah, mesma coisa.
It's like, what do you want me to say?
Say, this is the best podcast ever.
I don't know how to say podcast. Podcast.
So it's so the thing.
Oh,
it's kind of fun.
Is it podcasti?
Exactly. That's exactly what
Yeah,
it is.
see, I could guess.
You just feel
everything is like
an
with
E.
ease. Podcasti.
Podcast.
Say it, and then I'll put it as the beginning of the trailer. Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Isso é melhor podcast em todo mundo.
Ah!
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
That's it.
How do you say "let's go" in Portuguese?
Vamos.
Vamos. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
means
so
we go, actually.
No, it means let's go.
I thought vamos.
It can mean but it's like let's go is like vamos.
Vitor, I said this like a while ago when we did one of our other podcasts, but like I always loved how, I don't know if you still do it, but you go Nicole or Nicole.
No, I say Nicole. It used to be
Sometimes
It
you
was
would
more
say
Nicole before.
like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I always loved to hear.
well for the longest time I couldn't say the.
really?
It was always
What would you do?
the.
Duh.
Oh, yeah. Well,
The. So there
get that door.
it came a long way.
It's funny because
overall.
like that's a hard word for Brazilians to say in English because they don't have the TH sound there. But we don't have
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't
they
know that.
don't, yeah. I mean in their alphabet or in their language, but we don't have they have an AO sound. So like pão is bread. And like melon, that's melon. There's a lot of words that
But
have AO.
Pão is spelled PAO.
And it's so hard to say correctly. It took me months of practicing. Like it sounds it's just the way that you have to say it. Like we don't have that sound in English. So they don't have the TH. But like I remember Vitor was trying to teach me how to say pão. And I was saying it and he's like, no, that's not it. I'm like, I'm saying the same thing that you're saying.
That's how I felt.
When did
Yeah.
you start learning English, by the way?
I
Was it
started
like 5?
learning. No, I was like 12.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, and I started learning as a second
That's
language.
so
for-
impressive, man.
What I used to do a lot, I actually learned a lot through the Beatles, actually.
No way.
Because I used to like the Beatles. My dad loved it. And then I used to listen to it. I'll pull up the lyrics and I used to sing it. That way I was like listening, reading, and saying the words.
That's why he's a really good singer now too, because he practiced.
Let's go. You can sing now?
No.
Dude.
I can't.
I know.
love
I was going to say,
singing.
wow, that was dirty.
I
of
can
you.
definitely sing. I love singing, but
Yeah,
it's not
you
going to
love
sound
music,
good.
man.
I love when he sings, but
It was
that's because
funny.
I love him.
When I was working at FedEx, I was one of my loaders for my truck. This guy his name was Sarab, I think, and he was from Afghanistan. And I'm like, dude, your English is great. He's like, oh, I've only been here for 2 years, and he came over from everything that was happening or whatever. Him and his family were able to come over. I'm like, how did you learn English so quick? He's like, oh, I watched The Blacklist and like all this other stuff, all this American
Yeah,
TV.
TV
I'm
shows.
Like, yeah, it's great.
But like for me, like my English was a lot worse when I first got here, texting and just a bunch of.
I saved some of the text messages. Like one time he called me a cutie pie and he did QT. Like the letter Q and the letter T.
That was on purpose. That wasn't because I misspelled it.
I thought that he didn't know how to spell it.
No.
There's like
Come on, I know how to spell cute. It wasn't because of
there
that.
were some really like cute messages though. Like we will look back at his text messages and we're like, wow, yeah, your English has really come a long way.
Yeah, I used to have a lot stronger accent,
Dude,
so it's just something you practice.
even at times when I would talk to you, like only rarely were you ever like, and like I said, if you put me in Brazil, forget about it, dude. But I don't remember many times you being like, you know, you would have to like translate in your head where you'd like wait for a second or be like, hey, could you say that a different way? I rarely ever remember.
I'm
that.
sure you understood.
No,
more
I
than you could
understood
speak.
everything,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just think language is such a gift, man. That's so
Yeah.
cool. You know?
But I will say this: we speak in Portuguese when we don't want the kids to know what we're talking about.
but
So, like, if we're talking about something we're gonna do later, like if we tell Theo we're going to my parents' house that night or something, like we can't tell him because he'll get so excited. Just for an example, and so then we say it in Portuguese, like, "Oh, are we going to my parents' house?" And
But Theo knows a lot of words. He knows his colors, his numbers. He knows the ABCs,
Animals.
Let's go, dude.
animals like fruits.
he knows a lot of words too. Like, and what's crazy? A few weeks ago, I'm sure you remember this. It was probably more like a month or two ago. I forget what we were talking about, but something had happened. Like Theo, we say it a lot when Theo like does something he's not supposed to because we don't want to talk about Like if he had done something bad earlier that day, I don't want to say it in front of him again to make him feel bad. So I'll tell Vitor in Portuguese what he had done. And I said something about him that he had done. And then Theo literally translated everything that I just said and told Vitor in English. Whoa. So he definitely understood what I had said. And we went to Brazil for a couple weeks, and he talks to his vovó, that's his grandma in Brazil. And so
they were able to like figure each other out.
They were able to communicate, and she didn't speak a lick of English really. She's practicing, but
they would kind of understand each other.
Yeah.
And Theo would like speak to her in English and realize that she's not understanding.
So he wouldn't get frustrated. Like
he would just kind of like try to like lead her to what he wanted, kind of thing.
Yeah.
He kind of understood.
Patient. He was very like usually, if we don't understand him, he'll get frustrated. But he knew that she didn't speak English, and so he was patient with her. It was cute.
Yeah, it was cool.
You let me know about the shot clock, okay?
The what?
The shot clock.
Oh, okay. I think I'm okay right now.
So, just let me know. So, here we go.
Maybe like a little bit longer because I am tired, but...
Yeah, you just let me know.
Yeah.
So, like, how about stuff like, so what was it like meeting each other's families? Like, what'd you think about that?
Yeah, funny enough, I think I think maybe I just talked to Michael about this.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time I met her dad, I think it was Halloween. I went over to her house, and a lot of other people were there too. And I think you're having a party, and then I officially met your mom and dad.
We had like a little fight.
But it wasn't like we weren't talking, or it wasn't as intentional. Mm-hmm. But then maybe a couple weeks later, then they invited me in to just have dinner. And then we properly got to know each other. I was definitely very nervous meeting her parents. It was definitely kind of scary, obviously. But her parents are amazing. They're so friendly, so
cool
nice.
Mm-hmm.
They are great with conversation.
They love Vitor. They call him their son. So they say that he's their son too.
Yeah. So we've definitely...
And he calls them mom and dad.
Yeah, our relationship definitely...
That's awesome.
Has
That's
grown
so cool.
so much over the last few years. But I think from the get-go, we hit it off pretty well.
Vitor's a very likable person too. Like, I don't know a lot of people... I don't know anybody that doesn't like him. He's a good conversationalist. He's very kind. He's interesting. So like he just talked to my dad. Him and my dad get along really well too. He loves fantasy now, and so he's in our family fantasy league, and they bond over that a lot too. So
I love her parents. So it was definitely nerve-wracking meeting them, but our relationship is great. So how was it for you meeting
the first time I met them, I didn't really speak Portuguese, so it was a little different. It was a lot harder because...
You spoke some, because you were practicing beforehand.
Barely. Like, the first time when we got engaged, I didn't know a lot. Like, I didn't really start getting better until when I went down there for 3 months and we got married. So it was hard, like... I could say hi and like have very, very minimal conversation, but then they'd start talking and I felt very, out of place and uncomfortable. And not because they made me feel that way. They're very welcoming. I stayed with his mom. She's like the sweetest person in the world. She's so sweet.
Thais,
that's right.
She is the best. I love her so much. And she's a great grandmother to the boys. She's a great mom. She did a great job with Vitor. I love his dad. His dad's crazy. I love his dad. So, his family is awesome. His aunts,
what
his
does your dad look like? But I need to see what
he looks exactly like Vitor.
Really?
Yeah,
just a chubby version.
Well, my dad used to be very skinny, and he gained a
really
lot of
skinny
weight after he was like in his 30s. But
touche.
Show him do you have the picture of him when he was younger, babe?
It's gonna take me a while to find that,
because that's a good one. Then you can really see how he looks like you.
Who said I love you first?
He did.
Nice.
Yeah, and I didn't say it back at first.
Well,
damn.
So
I think I said I'm falling in love with you.
No, that's what I said. I didn't say when I said I love you, said I love you too. But what I said was, hey, I'm falling in love with you.
And then I didn't say anything. Because I remember the first time you said it, I got a little nervous and I didn't say it back. Because that's what I said. Instead of saying falling, I said I'm following.
Vitor's going to become the guy. God told you to become my wife.
And I remember that because I was nervous when I said it. And so instead of saying I'm falling, I said I'm following.
Yeah, that's funny.
So that's like a memory that I have. And then you were kind of like, surprise.
This picture is blurry. My phone doesn't have this is his dad.
Oh wow, cool. What's his name?
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo.
So you say Rodrigo.
Rodrigo, yeah.
His
name is Rodrigo Rodrigues.
Rodrigo.
Yeah,
Rodrigo
pretty good.
Rodrigues. It's
Wow.
Rodrigo Rodriguez is his name.
Is he a lot like you, like personality wise too?
No.
No,
very
his dad is
different.
crazy. He's super
So,
Oh,
outgoing.
you did say that earlier.
I'm an introverted person in nature, so my dad is the complete opposite. He's
Yeah,
very extroverted.
his dad is crazy.
He's very
in a
outgoing.
good way.
He's very outgoing. Very.
Well, your
friendly.
brother's extroverted, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
very.
he's a lot like his brother, I'd say. Eric and Vitor's dad have more similar personalities.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
They're
Eric's
more.
fun, dude.
Yeah, he is.
Do you remember when he kissed me in the cheek during the
Damn
wedding?
it.
So during my wedding, the pastor told my brother, "Hey, I want you to say you may now kiss the bride." But my brother, his English isn't great.
Yeah, he's not perfect.
and he
with
understood
English.
when I say, he just understood kiss. So he kind of got the idea when I give you the wink kind of thing, you go and kiss your brother.
Dude, do we have video of this?
I think I have a picture of it actually.
If you have video or picture, send it to me. I'll
But
throw it in
definitely
post.
have a
Then the
picture.
pastor was like, "Okay, go ahead." But then my brother came and kissed me on the cheek.
And you're
Versus
like,
saying,
all right, bro.
I was like, "Okay, what's
Definitely
going
in
on?"
our wedding photos.
I mean, I'm having a great time too, but damn.
It was definitely funny. It was a good memory.
I definitely have a picture of him kissing you in our wedding photos. Molly, my friend, is the one that did them. I don't think I have it saved on my phone,
We have it somewhere.
but I have a file in my email, so I'll pull that up after this and I'll send it to you because
Love it.
that was good. That was funny.
I love it. What was the best date and what was the worst date you guys have ever had?
So that's a good question because I have two answers for best date, I would say. Because, there's a date that we did that was more chill and laid back, but it just had good feelings and good vibes. And so that's just a really memorable day that I remember. And it just felt good. But then we've also gone to fancy places, So it's hard to choose between one that's the best because it was the fanciest or the most expensive dinner or something like that, or if it was just
Think about the
a
night
good time.
where he proposed. That
Well,
looked like a nice restaurant.
That was
in
a
Brazil,
nice
right?
That was a
restaurant.
very nice restaurant. It was at a place that it's really high up in the city, and the entire place.
Belo Horizonte.
Yeah,
It's
their
called
window.
Topo do Mundo.
It's like
That
top
means
of the
top
world.
of the world.
Excuse me?
Topo do Mundo,
Okay. Thank you.
So they have a bunch of windows all around.
and it spins.
No, it doesn't. That one doesn't spin.
Yes, it did, baby.
No, that one doesn't spin.
Did it?
No, but anyways,
I thought it did.
I got the booking right at sunset,
Yeah.
so we were able to see the most beautiful sunset during dinner. It was really cool.
Nice, dude.
That was nice. But one that's coming to mind was one of my favorite ones. We went to watch a comedy show, but we didn't have dinner reservations.
Yeah, this is a good one.
And we were.
This was for our anniversary. I had planned this. So we switch off every year who does Valentine's Day and who does our anniversary. So one year I'll do the anniversary. The next year I'll do Valentine's Day. And then he does the anniversary. And then the other year he did Valentine's Day. So we switch off. And this was for our anniversary before I actually was pregnant with Theo and I didn't know it.
But what was good about it? Typically we'll make reservations and we know what we're doing. And this time we're like, you know what? Let's just walk around.
That's what
We're in Boston. Let's just walk around.
we went to
Boston.
see Bert Kreischer.
Let's go to Chinatown and just see if
He's
we
so
can.
funny.
We'll find a good restaurant.
Yeah. So we decided to go to Chinatown.
Yeah, and then we
And they
just
had a
walked there.
ramen shop. And it was so good.
It was really good.
I have
ramen.
pictures from that, and they have the Naruto cakes, which is the white thing
That's
with
your
the
thing.
pink
You love
swirl.
Naruto,
I love
right?
Naruto. Yes.
Naruto.
So it was just
No,
it
it's
was
not. It's not. Naruto is, I think, the way they say it in English.
So it was a fun. We didn't have a lot of plans. We just walked around. It was kind of.
That was a
different and
really
fun.
good date.
And then
yeah.
we went out and got boba.
Yeah,
And then
we
we
did
went
get
and
boba.
watched the show. So it was
Mhm.
just.
That was really special. I would say for me, this was it's bittersweet. It was kind of a compilation of dates, but right before I got pregnant with Theo, I had a miscarriage. I think I've talked to you about that before.
Yes, we did.
And so I was obviously, a mess. And I was crying so much because that's like one of the worst things that you can put a woman through for sure. And so that was really hard. And we took some like time off of work, and we just, honestly, that's probably one of the best, like, even though it's really sad, it's going to make me cry. That's probably some of the best like memories that I have specifically of Vitor, because I was a mess. I was crying so much. Like, I was just in this like really bad like funk, and I couldn't get out of it. But he was amazing. He was like my shoulder to cry on. He was so strong. Like, he never like showed, like not that he didn't show emotion, but he just was so strong for me. Like, he told me that I could, cry and everything was going to be okay, that he loves me. And we just used that week to really just grow together as a couple, because we really needed each other in that moment after losing the baby.
Every day too.
We went on some really nice dates. Every day
we went out and did
We went to a Red Sox game one night. We went over to Newburyport one day, but the main one that I'm thinking of is when we went to go see a movie. It was a rainy day, and so we were figuring out like what to do on that day. So we're like, well, let's go see a movie and go to Barnes and Noble. And I told you we both love to read, so this is probably one of my favorite dates, if not my favorite.
We got like hot chocolate.
We went to Barnes and Noble in Nashua. We got hot chocolate. I think he got like a latte, and we each picked out a book for each other. So like we like both know what each other likes. And so he was like, oh, I think that you would really like this. I was like, oh, I would think you'd really like this. And then we each got a book, and then we went to watch a movie at AMC. And that was just like, that was a really special date. I just have good memories about that. Just being rainy, like it was kind of cozy, and just having each other. That was a special date.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That was fun.
So, yeah.
Go ahead.
So, what about the worst date? Got any bad dates?
So, this wasn't like a bad. It ended up being fine, but it was very stressful, and I definitely cried.
I don't even remember this.
It was I came to visit, and
oh yeah, no, this is definitely the worst date.
So I
this
came,
is sad.
I came and I wanted to go to the Red Sox games.
This was when we were long distance, when we were just dating.
Yeah, so I came and surprised you.
Do you remember that, when he surprised me with flowers? Like, there's a video. I was like,
oh gosh, I don't know.
I was in Brazil at the time, and I came to surprise you.
Because I hadn't seen him in months. And when he went back to Brazil, I was a mess, because I thought he was going to be here, and I didn't want him to go. And actually, so I had bought him for his birthday. This was right before I found out that he was going to be leaving. He was a huge Isaiah Thomas fan. And I got him an Isaiah Thomas jersey. And I got us tickets to go to the Celtics. And it was going to be like in a month or so. And he's like, I'm leaving. Like, I have to leave like next week. And this was right when I was bringing him his present. And so I knew that he wasn't going to be able to go to the game with me. I was so devastated. So then I didn't see him for months. And then it was Valentine's Day. And that's when he came. It was funny because you had told me he used to work for his dad when he was in Brazil.
Right.
And they would sometimes go on like a day long like trip to another city to do like a delivery. And a lot of times on the road, he wouldn't have like cellular, so he couldn't text me. So he told me that he was going to be doing a job for his dad, and he wouldn't have, cellular for the night. So he couldn't talk to me, but he was really on the plane coming here. So I thought that he was in Brazil, and he was surprising me. And I was upstairs. I was about to take a shower. And my dad asked me to come down to help him with something. And I came down, and he was standing in my kitchen with flowers. And I was like, I was just texting him. I literally, I thought that, it just felt surreal. I thought he was across the world. And that was a really special moment. But so he had planned, because the reason I'm saying this is because I had gotten him the Celtics tickets. He wanted to go to a game with me. So I'll let him finish the story now.
Yeah. So I wasn't going to stay for too long. I think it was only a week.
It was a week.
So it was I was very intentional and plan out
and it was it was Valentine's Day that week.
So
too.
We went out and we had a nice dinner, and that was fun.
We went to the North End.
We went to the North End. We had a nice dinner. And then we made our way to...
And he had got the Celtics tickets for that night.
Yeah, we made our way to TD Garden. And then we are, going through the crowd, and we get to the part where we show the tickets, and I'm showing her the tickets.
And it's not going through.
And it's not going through.
And we were so confused.
I was like,
because
why is
he bought it. And then I looked at it, and I was like, these tickets were for last night.
and then I got the tickets for the wrong day, and then I was like devastated because
He was devastated.
The tickets were very expensive too.
Yeah.
Like I
yeah.
got better tickets. I didn't get like bleachers. I got like better ones.
Yeah, they weren't probably front row,
weren't, like,
but they were towards the
Yeah.
middle section, you know, which
Those
are
are still
still
decent.
expensive, you know, at least over $100 at least
Yeah.
probably per
Oh,
ticket.
easily.
Which for me at that time that was
all the money he had,
like
probably.
literally
Yeah.
was like all the money I had in the world.
Because in
was going
Brazil,
towards that.
I mean, he made like $300 a month in Brazil. That's how much he would
so
make working
I
like
saved
crazy
up
hours.
like several months to
Yeah.
like go
To take me out multiple times.
Yeah.
And it's so like I just want to say too, like, and like my engagement ring too, like
Show it to your camera.
Yeah, I love it so much. It's not, and I mean, he knows this too. It's not the biggest ring in the world. You know, a lot of people have bigger rings or more stuff. I wanted something simple. And he's asked me to, like, for my anniversary gift, if I want a bigger one. And I tell him no, because not only have we gone through, you know, all of our uphill battles and good times with this ring, but he spent every penny that he had on my ring. You know, it may have not been the most money in the world, but everything he had, he spent on this ring. Yeah. And he is amazing, because when he came for that week too, like he did, you know, even though he didn't have a lot, because of the dollar difference between the real is so different. Like right now, what is it? Is it
I think
6?
it's almost 6.
So 6 reais is $1. So he would make, like, even though it was like, let's say $2,000 reais, like he was only making $300 here.
Right.
That's what the like conversion is. So imagine making $300 a month, and that's what you have to live on. But so he came here and he spent money on me. He took me out to a nice restaurant. And now, like, that he's making more money, you know, it's just kind of like full circle moment that we used to give everything that we had for dates and times that we would go out. And now God has definitely, you know, blessed us financially. We're not rich by any means, but we have 2 kids, another one on the way.
Not where you were, though.
But at that time, you know, those tickets were a big sacrifice.
Yeah.
To get and then
it was
to know that I made that mistake.
It was a really rough
night. The money was just wasted, and we were there, and we couldn't go in.
I remember
it was just
this
like the
too.
saddest thing in the world.
I had like 2% battery left, and that was the only phone we had. And so with that 2% battery, I quickly bought more tickets, because he você estava chorando. Tudo bem que eu vai
Yeah,
falar
no,
disso.
I was like emotional, because I was like
he
so
was
sad.
crying. It was horrible. I mean, I felt horrible.
Well, that stress is terrible.
Isn't that so sad? I mean, like, he wanted to take me out. He's only here for a week. It's Valentine's Day, and he bought it for the wrong night.
Did you pay for the flight too?
Yeah.
Yeah. He paid, and the flight's wicked expensive. So with 2% battery left, as fast as I could, I went into my phone. I bought like decent tickets, probably similar to where yours were.
I think you got cheaper ones for sure.
Well, it
But
wasn't.
anyways, you got the tickets.
Yeah.
Still got them. Yeah.
I got tickets, and we were able to go, and it ended up being a good night. But that definitely, you know, put a damper on the night for sure.
Yeah.
That was
Ended
hard.
It was good.
Okay.
But that's like the worst one that I can think of.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll go to more quick fire ones then. That was a great that's some great info on that stuff. So what's like the funniest memory you guys have ever had together?
I mean, I just think
There are a lot.
when we definitely, like, he's my best friend, so we can laugh together like so much. There's a couple memories. There's one memory that I remember you laughing that I think is funny, but it had nothing to do with me. It was when Jihoon had done something at soccer. I don't even remember what it was, but you
one of the
laughed
exchange students,
so
yeah.
hard.
Vitor has a very funny laugh if you get him
He
going.
does. So
is it the loud one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like,
well, the thing,
like, it's really high pitched.
the things for me, they're the funniest or like unexpected things that happen.
Right.
What you're talking about, it's not with you, but I'll just say it because you just mentioned it. Basically, we were playing soccer, and I was very like, "Hey, go do this, pass the ball." Like, I would tell people what to do.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
You knew better.
I was like, yeah, I was coordinating the team so we could win. And then in the middle of a practice or a game, I don't remember. Basically, we were playing soccer, and I was very like, hey, go do this. Pass the ball. Like, remember, I told Jihoon to do something. And all of a sudden, he kneels and says, yes, master. And then that was like the most unexpected thing that I could expect someone to do in the middle of a soccer game. I'm like, go get the ball. And then he turns to me, kneels down, and says, yes, master.
Was he like trying to be messing with you?
He
Or?
was being funny.
I don't know what he was thinking.
He was really
yeah,
funny.
I think he just was trying
Dude,
to be funny.
Jihoon, if you're listening, man, or if you follow me, I'll try to send this to you, or I'll chop it up as a short and I'll send it your way.
And I remember
Shout
I
out
just
to you,
like
man.
started dying laughing because
Yeah,
that was
I
the
remember
most
that.
unexpected thing that could possibly happen at that moment.
There's also times Vitor is not a ticklish person, but there have been like a handful of times where he is ticklish. And there was one time, I don't
Was
remember,
it at my
at your aunt's house,
Yeah,
right?
I remember that.
Yeah, he was laughing so hard because I tickled him, and that never happens. So that was just like a really funny moment. And it actually just happened like a week ago too. Theo and Lincoln were trying to tickle me, and they were all tickling me. So then I started tickling Vitor, and he laughed. And so it's funny when that happens because he doesn't get ticklish very often.
Now I'm putting on. I'm sure like as soon as like we stop this, I'm gonna remember like a million,
I know,
a
like
million
but the
things.
thing is,
Yeah.
we laugh with each other a lot. You know, like
It's good to laugh.
I feel like laughing keeps you young. It is good to laugh. We
But,
have
like,
so
when-
many memories.
When we were in Brazil and we were at Porto, we did a lot of silly things.
Yeah.
Too. Like I remember, we had just gone. I think we had just gotten like new iPhones, and they used to do the slow mo. Like slow mo was something like newer
That's right.
at the time.
Yeah, it was. That was like high tech stuff.
Yeah.
and we were.
This
at the,
is really embarrassing and stupid.
I know
I was
it's
gonna say.
yeah, but it was really funny at the
Yeah.
time. So we were at the beach, and I was shirtless.
And I had a bikini on, obviously, but
And then we decided to like make silly videos of
and
each
so
other
we were
walk
jumping up and down, and we put it
like in slow mo or like
Have you-
slapping my belly
yeah,
and doing like weird
it was
things.
so funny.
And I
Like
remember we
seeing
died.
like
What's that
all
movie
the
with
jiggling.
Adam Sandler, Click?
Oh,
Oh,
He
yeah.
sees like a woman going by and he goes, he can like pause life or whatever.
That's
funny.
one of the things Vitor laughs at the hardest in the world too. When
Well,
he
the
does the
funniest part-
farting thing.
is when he does the click, and then he's talking to his boss, and his boss is like a big jerk,
Yeah.
and then he gets the clicker, stops, slaps him in the face, a bunch of
Yeah, I do remember that.
farts in his face,
Ugh.
See,
and
that's
then
not
he
my humor.
and then he pressed play, and then the guy's like, "Woo!"
See, I don't think that's funny.
Oh, that scene gets me
But
every
he
time.
laughs so hard, Ben.
That's-
Like the hardest
So
he
you
will
like
ever
slap
laugh.
stick to comedy?
He likes
yeah.
like weird. Like there's also like he loves the videos like where you ask your kid to get you toilet paper and they have Nutella and they wipe it on the kid and they think
Oh,
it's
I like
poop.
pranks.
Yeah,
kinda
prank
thing,
type
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Oh man, Jesus.
Yeah, we just laugh every day with each other. He's funny. I'm really funny, but
Yeah,
he's
we have some
just
really
funny.
funny kids too. Our
Yeah.
kids are
Yeah,
hilarious.
I was gonna
They
say
do funny
some-
stuff
Some
every
of my
day.
favorite memories are watching Vitor be a dad too. Just seeing him interact with the kids and the kids interacting with him
And they just say funny stuff all the
Yeah.
time. Like I remember one thing that just came to mind is the song. Oh man.
oh yeah, the blessing.
Theo thought.
How could I forget?
Yeah.
Theo thought that they was.
He was going through a big hummus.
Then the song is playing. He's like,
He thought it was
hummus.
hummus. It was so funny because he was singing and I was like, "Is he singing hummus?"
And then I remember we died laughing.
Yeah, we
about it.
laughed
That was
really
so
hard. So
funny.
just stuff like that happens when you have kids. I have a whole I've been writing down funny things that the kids do so
Oh, and say
that I
keep a
can
record of it,
remember.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there was one time that this is one of the funniest things that Theo did with me. I think it's so funny just because it was like an unexpected thing. So I was obviously brushing his hair. This was probably almost a year ago now. So it was a while. So he was like 2. And he wanted to brush my hair. So I put it down. I never put my hair down because I don't want it to be pulled and whatever. And so Theo's like brushing my hair. And all of a sudden, like, he takes it. This part wasn't funny, but what he does after was he takes my hair, he puts it like in 2 different parts. And he's like, "Mama, you're a butterfly." I was like, "Oh, am I?" And he's like, "Yeah." He keeps brushing my hair. He comes closer and whispers in my ear. He goes, "You're so handsome." I laughed so hard because I was not expecting him to say that. And the fact that he said I'm handsome too is so funny. So it's just stuff like that. Like our kids make us laugh a lot too.
Wow, that's awesome. Give 3 words to describe your relationship. You can do 3 each or 3 together.
3 words.
I feel like our words could be the same. Like we could agree on a lot of
some
what our
couples
relationship
do
is.
3 each or.
The first word that's coming to mind is like partnership, because obviously we have different roles. So for me, like I always wanted to be a dad. You always wanted to be a mother. So that is a core thing of who we are. And our relationship right now, I would call it a partnership. That's the first word that comes to mind, where, you know, we make time for each other. So for you to appreciate me to appreciate you, for us to have fun together and build on our relationship. But my job as a provider, I'm working most of the day while you're with the kids most of the day, taking care of the home. And now we come together to complement each other. So typically after a full day that Nicole had with the kids, she's exhausted mentally. I come home and I take charge. You know, I'll have dinner with the kids. I'll give them a bath. I'll put them to sleep. And then after the kids are asleep, then we have time for each other. So that's the first word that's coming to mind, where I could not do what she does.
And I don't want to work. Like some women want to work. I was miserable when I remember there were days where I would like cry because I was like, this is not what I want to do. And don't get me wrong, raising kids is not easy. It is a job. Like it is really tiring. My day starts very early.
You have made me afraid of having kids.
No, don't be afraid because it's
hyperbole.
No,
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You know, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's so easy. You know, like kids are so easy. They're not. I mean, the truth is they're not. But
Are you guys stopping at 3?
I don't know.
Is that too personal of a question?
No, it's a... I already told Nicole that
He
it's
would
likely,
say probably.
that it's likely
I don't
we're going to
want
be
to.
done after 3. But we're going to see.
I would have one more.
One day at a time. But as of right now, 2 boys and a girl sounds great. And I think I'll be happy there.
I'm
we'll
happy
see.
no matter what. But the thought of this being my last baby, that's like, it's hard for a mom, you know, like it's hard to be done. Like to think I'll never have another baby again. I'll never be able to go through the experience of finding out I'm pregnant again. Like all of that is emotional and hard for me. Like I don't think I want to be done yet, just because like even though it is hard, the hardest one was the first one for sure, just because you don't know what you're doing. But then, like, after that, like, Lincoln was a lot easier. And I'm sure this baby, like, everyone says that 3 is the easiest transition.
But it's hard to plan out. Like, we haven't even had our 3rd yet.
Yeah.
So it's like things change after you have kids. So after we had 1 was very different. 2 was different. Now 3 is going to be different. Our minds might change. So as of right now, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be happy. But maybe after a while, I'm going to say, no, I want more. So we're going to have to see. But we're getting close there. Definitely, having kids is a lot of work.
It is, but don't be afraid to have kids. Like, that's not what I'm saying. Kids are a blessing. They really are. Family. Wait, let me just finish this part. Like, one thing that me and Charlie Kirk did agree on is how important family is. Like, I feel like stay-at-home moms, like, deserve the utmost respect because it's super hard. Like, Vitor even said the other day, he said it shouldn't be called a stay-at-home mom. It should be called, like,
say homemaker.
Yeah, homemaker or something, or you know, like something like that.
It's tough because it's very much like it's looked down upon.
Yeah, it's a bad connotations with it, kind of. You just stay at home and do nothing all day. Like, no.
I'm super in the middle. Like, I want to get a job where I'm like I can provide and like have a place and all that stuff. But at the same time, like if a girl doesn't want to like be exactly, you know, doesn't want to have kids or whatever, that's totally fine. But at some point, like, you know, people made a big deal about the Harrison Butker thing. He said like a while ago, the Chiefs guy was like, hey, women are made for the home, and that's good. And I think it depends on what woman you talk to, you know. But I'm very much like, you know, whenever that happens, like I'm totally cool with, you know, I would love kids, but someone has to, like, you know.
I mean, I think that women are made for the home. I mean, I think that if you look back, you know, I think that there's research also that women that were in the home were a lot happier than they are right now, because I don't think they're feeling fulfilled the way that they did when they have a home, when they fill a home with children and I feel like children are so fulfilling. And if you decide not to go that route, like, I'm not going to judge you. I don't think that, it's wrong to decide that you want to have a career. But I think that women do belong in the home.
Well, I don't know if I quite agree with that, but what I think is,
well, at least for a period of time.
Having kids is a blessing. So if a woman wants to work,
Yeah, that's clearly scriptural.
if a woman wants to work, I think that's okay. My parents had to work. My mom had to. Both my parents had to work when I was little.
Yeah.
So it's like they didn't have a choice. Otherwise, we wouldn't have food on the table.
But at the same,
hold on. So especially nowadays, I feel like it's important for, people. Lives are going to be different. Family is going to look a little bit different because of the society that we live in. So there are some women that are going to have to work. But having kids, especially if you're Christian and you don't want to have kids, I get a little concerned about where that's coming from.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a key part of being a Christian in a type of way. So it may look different for everybody. You might not have as many kids. Maybe you just have one. Maybe you work. Maybe you don't. But I feel like kids overall are always a blessing. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not going to have a kid and say, oh, my gosh, I wish you were never born. You're never gonna look at that kid and say that.
But
I don't know how people make it through when their parents tell them that.
But it is hard. It's a lot of hard work.
Empath,
but it is rewarding. Like, when I get home from work and Theo's like, Dada, let me go on your neck. Dada, let's wrestle. It's like the joy that I get out of that is amazing. I put Theo to sleep every night, and I'm putting him to sleep, and then he's like, Dada, can you stay here a little bit longer? And we just cuddle in bed. Yeah. It's like, I leave his room and I'm in cloud nine. It's just an amazing feeling. Seeing him grow, playing with him, and Lincoln is growing now, and now he's very interactive. It all the hard work that I put in, all the sacrifices that I make every day is like 100% worth it.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I didn't mean to scare you before, but I'm the thing is, I feel like some people say it's easy.
No, I saw like a realistic side where I'm like,
no, I want to be realistic, because people should know, like, it's not going to be like, you shouldn't go into it thinking, oh, this is going to be so easy. It's not easy. And some kids are easier than others, and some kids are harder than others. But you also have to remember that it's just for a short period of time that they're this age. Like, they have especially boys have a lot of energy. So that's when I'm saying it's hard. Like, I'm just exhausted, being a mom, being pregnant now. Like, I'm tired. Probably the hardest part about raising kids is just being tired. So, like, it's not that it's hard as in, like, they're off the walls insane, like crazy all the time, but it's just hard because they have a lot of energy and I don't have a lot of energy. Yeah. But yeah, like Vitor said, you would never, that's why I want to have one more, because I don't feel like I'm done yet. And my biological clock will end up stopping. I can't have kids forever. And I don't want to look back and be like, man, I wish I had that one more kid. Whereas if I do, then I would say I'm so happy that I did have that one more child, because there's going to be a day where I can't. And we're going to homeschool. That is one thing that we're going to do. Yeah, I'm going to homeschool them because just with so many things that are going on. And I made that decision. Like, it was a hard decision because would I like for them to go to school so that I can have the house perfectly clean and have dinner perfectly made? And I mean, obviously I make dinner, but life would be a lot easier if they were gone for a little bit during the day so that I could manage the house easier. But in the end, like, I only have them for 18 years and then they could go. Like, Vitor left the country. Like,
I know.
So, like, that could potentially happen. Like, maybe my son will want to go in a different country and he meets a girl there. I don't know.
Yeah, you never
so
know.
Like, these 18 years are so vital and so important to establish morals, to establish Christ being king, and to just...
I got a Bible for that ready. It's train up a child in the way of the Lord and he will not depart from it.
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs.
Yeah, I
Shout out to you,
mean,
Mom.
so good, because we need, and that's scary, that's a lot of pressure because we don't know how our kids are going to turn out one day, but we're doing our best. So that's why, like, I want to homeschool too, because homeschooled kids get like 15,000 more hours with their parents.
Whoa.
So
15,000?
Yeah. Wow. So I want to spend as much time with them as I can now, because I may not later.
It's not about me or you. I think it's more about their development.
Yeah, that's one of the
School
reasons.
nowadays looks very different.
Yeah,
than it did back
we
in
don't
the
want to
day.
be worried about our
And-
kids' school getting shot up when we send them
and
off
not
to
not
school,
just
so.
that.
That's fair.
It's about the what they're being taught at school.
Yeah.
Like
The influences that they have, people dressing up as other genders,
Well,
and them being
it's just
know.
about setting the right foundation from the get go, and we're gonna see how it's gonna go. We're gonna try our best and see how it's gonna go, and we might need to adapt. Maybe it's not gonna work, and we're gonna maybe send them to school later, or private school or Christian school. We're gonna have to see what it's going to look like, but we believe that we can give them the best education at home. And if at some point we feel like that's not working, it's too much, or it's not going as we should, then we'll adapt. So they're young. We're gonna, especially when they're young, I feel like we can do it. Maybe later on we might change our mind and do something different. But
Two things. One, another reason why I specifically want to homeschool, and I know he does too, because he was against it, and I had to convince him. I have 2 boys, and a lot of times boys have a hard time sitting down in school, and then they're diagnosed with ADHD and then given medications but they're just boys, even girls too. Some girls have a harder time sitting down as well. They just have a lot of energy. Like, kids weren't designed to sit down in a fluorescent lit room for 8 hours a day. And so, at this age, Theo, he's already learning a second language that we're teaching him. He knows so much. And so by the time, he goes to preschool, which he probably already knows most of preschool. He knows all of his letters, all of his numbers. Like, what more do you learn in preschool?
Yeah.
It's like you do 30 minutes of school a day up until a certain grade. And then like from elementary school, it's like an hour. And then in middle school, it's an hour and a half. And then high school, it's like 2 hours. And so we only have that short amount of time that we have to do schooling. The rest of the day we have to ourselves. We can go outside. We can play. We can go to the beach. We can go on vacations easier. We can,
But it's different. School's gonna teach. You can go to the beach.
Teach them specific things. Yeah, like I'll go to the beach and
class.
teach them biology there, or
Yeah.
not biology. Not micro.
You can
What's the ocean?
Yeah, biology. You can do biology.
Yeah.
In the
So
beach.
I'll teach them
that.
Or go to
Yeah,
museums.
whatever.
And
Yeah, I'll go
things
to
like that.
museums, have like field trips, and I can also teach them. Like Vitor can do finance class because he's good with finances because he works at Fidelity.
That's
I can
right, he
do a
is.
baking class and teach them how to do baking. Like they don't teach you. Like we don't learn what 401ks are in high school. Like we can do stuff like that.
Interesting. That should be a thing in high school. Like
I feel like there's a lot of important things they leave out.
Financial literacy, I guess.
Yeah.
Would be the word.
For sure. So that's another important thing. And I will say as well, just about how I believe that like women are homemakers and, they do belong in the home, not saying that they have to forever. Like once the kids are older, I may get like a part-time job to help Vitor out financially. But I also wanted to say, like, I know Vitor said his parents had to work. That's also, they do live in a third world country, so it's a little bit different. But here, at least in the United States, my mom did stay home too, but it's not like we're rich. Like Vitor is not rich. He doesn't make $1 million a
Mixed
month.
up with my salary. But I have a pretty good salary. No, yeah. I'm
So it's
checking
not
on
like, we're, raking in the dough. Like we're not,
Yeah,
we don't go out a lot. We eat at home. We don't splurge. I don't buy things for myself. Like
that. You've changed.
Everyone, every
kidding.
once in a while,
kidding.
like we have what we need. The boys we just went out and got them new shoes. Like I got them really cute matching Nikes.
Hell yeah.
And they got
Yeah.
also like Saucony shoes. So like we have everything that we need, but we do make sacrifices financially too. So moms that may want to be stay-at-home moms or not, or they're not sure, like, yes, you can do it, but you do have to make financial sacrifices. Like it's not like we're like living the luxurious dream.
But I'll make a counterpoint because I agree with what you're saying, but it's harder nowadays.
It is.
It's not easy.
Oh,
Like,
I agree.
even if you make $100,000 a year, that doesn't go anywhere as much as it did even a few years ago.
I mean,
so it's not,
just
it's
the
not a
housing
simple
market. Yeah, you're right. But like
Well,
we
you guys,
made
are you
it
gonna
work.
stick with where you are? Were you like a full house?
Well, we did buy the house, so it is like ours.
Oh yeah.
But we need a bigger place. We do. And so that was in
with
conversation
number
for a
3,
while.
yeah.
We were thinking
Yeah,
about
it's
moving
hard,
down
though.
south because the housing is a lot cheaper
Whoa.
and the houses are a lot bigger.
Well, the problem
Well,
is
that's new for
we-
you to hear.
no,
well, we're not going to.
no,
At
it's-
least not right now.
It was just an idea that was thrown out there, but ideally we want to stay here because it's closer to her family.
Or-
having
That's a
family
great area,
support.
man.
But it's
should we
very
bleep it
expensive.
out?
I'll bleep it out.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's not like we said the street that we live off of like you did.
Their street is.
But we live in an expensive area.
All right. Well, awesome stuff, guys. We'll do three more questions, then we'll wrap up. Sound good? So as you guys mentioned recently and whatever, God's a big part of your life, right? We talked about some faith earlier. You just mentioned it, whatever. Like, how much what can you? Let me think the way to ask this. How much has God been a part of your relationship, and how much has it influenced the way you guys live every day?
I mean that's a huge part. I think for
we
me,
wouldn't be
Closer, baby.
Yeah, for me, the biggest thing is both me and Nicole, before anything else, we need to do our own thing. Like, I think there's 3 separate key aspects in our family, which God is first, me and Nicole, our marriage is second, and then our kids are third. I feel like when things get out of order there, that's when trouble starts to really arise. If myself or our relationship is above God, or our kids are above our relationship, that's when problems starts to appear. So we both individually, we need to be good with God, because that's who our number one priority is. So it's something that we should be more consistent with doing it together. But we do a devotional together, but we also do it separately.
Nice.
Nicole will read her Bible, I'll read my Bible, we'll pray individually, and then we'll do devotionals together. We haven't done our devotionals together as consistently.
Yeah, we need to be like we're definitely not perfect, like
I'm just saying
we want to keep God at the center, and sometimes life gets in the way, having 2 kids or something happens, we get busy, but
and I think I think we do a good job of kind of taking a step back of like, okay, like we're starting to have some issues, some problems. Why is this happening? And I think we can have like a good conversation, like, why is this happening? Why are we having those types of issues? And it kind of goes back to one of those 3 things being out of order.
Yeah.
And then when we go back to it, it's like things just start clicking again. So it's, obviously we drift away at points because of work, because of stress, because of kids.
You guys always seem like, from an outside perspective, pretty spiritually in tune with God, or in tune with each other. Which, like, my parents always say, like, couples that stay together, pray together. And I'm like, you're one of the couples where I'm like, I definitely know that you've said that in the past. Like, oh, we do pray together. I'm like, whoa, that's something you don't always hear up front. Not saying other people aren't doing it, but it's good to be up front about that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for God. That's the truth. I mean, he's gotten us through a lot. And I mean, even just like hard things, just like with the miscarriage too, like that was like, he definitely gave Vitor strength to just be my comfort during that time, and so many other times as well. Like, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for him. And
I'll just say, for me, I typically just try to live my life in peace at all times, being the peace of the Lord. And I feel because of that, I am kind of sensitive to his spirit a lot of the times. If I feel like something is off, or
that's great, man,
I should do something different, or I need to have a conversation, I try to live in peace. I don't want things that are worldly and noise to kind of get in the way of my relationship with God, my family. So in everything, I try to find peace, and be in a good place that way.
I will also say too, like, I'd say you're even better at this than I am, but I'd say we're both pretty good at this. Like, neither of us are very prideful. So, like, if we get in a fight or something, like, we're both going to apologize. Like, we're not going to be like, you were wrong, I was right. You need to apologize, and you were, like, we're not like, like, I'm not going to never apologize to him, or he's not going to, like, if he thinks he did something wrong, he'll apologize. He'll be the first to humble himself and apologize to me, and vice versa.
Wow.
Yeah. What typically happens, both me and Nicole are competitive people.
We are.
So sometimes we get our competitive nature get ahead of us. But I think, to your point.
But when we're like, what, it gets to a certain point, we're like, okay, I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. Like, we're not like, I don't know what the word is, but we definitely aren't prideful in that way. So like we get along pretty well. We don't fight. We used to fight a lot at the beginning of the relationship. It was mainly because of me, because I was very insecure, and I had a lot of issues, which is for another time.
Came a long way.
Yeah, I just had so many issues with insecurity and self-image and things like that. And once I found, my identity in Christ and not in what others believed in me, I stopped caring as much about what others, thought about me. And I just care about what God thinks about me, what my husband and my family thinks about me, and, what's true to me and what's true to God. And so I think that, we did used to fight, and that's another reason why, we wouldn't be here without God, because he definitely changed my heart in a lot of ways and softened Vitor's in different ways. And we don't argue the way that we used to. We very rarely fight.
But it's cool because like we listen to worship at home, and then our kids love music. They love worshiping. Today was cool because Theo was like telling me about Sunday school and how he learned that in the activity they found a treasure, and the treasure was God's wisdom.
Yeah, that's so funny because I asked him when I got home from worship today. I said, Theo, what did you learn about in class? He said, wisdom. And I said, yeah, do you know what that means? And he said, yeah, treasure. So he knows what he's like trying to say.
Yeah,
it.
So it's good to see like that impact, like
clicking,
our kids
kind
and
of
how they're growing in learning who God is.
And worshiping. Oh, the best feeling, Ben. Probably one of my favorite feelings as a mom is seeing my kids worship the Lord. There's a video that I have of Theo. He doesn't know that I'm watching him, and I took a video of him singing Praise by Brandon Lake and all of them, and he's just like, singing that song so loud. He has a popsicle in his hand too, just living the dream of a 2-year-old, and at the time he was 2, and it was just like the best feeling looking at him and seeing him worship God and not know anybody's watching.
Teach him to love God's presence, because that's the real treasure that you have in the world is God's presence. Mm-hmm. I think sometimes you obviously have the Bible and you have salvation above all of that, but if you can teach someone if you can just bring, there's this book called Practicing the Presence of God, and it's like you get to deal with what that is. You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. But oftentimes if you can see the presence of God working through people, or if you see someone else experiencing firsthand, you want it for yourself, and in that you have the beginnings of your spiritual journey. Amen, amen. Cool. So if you guys had to give a TED Talk, what would it be about?
Like of what we're like an expert in or something?
If you had to give a TED Talk, we're like, Nicole, we want you to talk about one subject. It could be anything.
I have no idea.
It could be funny. It could be serious. It could be introspective. It could be controversial.
That's a tough one for me to think, because I feel like when you're talking public, it has to be something that you really know.
But if it was something that you could learn,
I don't know.
Like you'd have look at it from the perspective. It's like, well, if I knew everything about 9/11 conspiracies, I would go and talk about that. Like put a little bit of ego into it.
Well, tell me what you would do of.
I would
9/11.
Mine would be at some points about the CIA and their abrasiveness. But I would talk about men being vulnerable and being open about mental health and actually talking about their feelings. And I would go into why they should do that, the benefits of doing that, and how vulnerability for a man is not weakness. It's actually strength.
Yeah.
That's what I would talk about.
I think I probably would do something more self-development related, as I'm always trying to find balance and trying to...
The Diary of a CEO, a.k.a. Vitor.
Kind of like...
The Diary of a Financial Consultant.
It's nothing to do with that necessarily. It's more like, for me, like how to
be the best version of yourself, kind of?
So, I don't know, something along those lines. Something I'm aspiring to, because for me, I didn't finish college. I'm still going through college. I have a young family. I'm working really hard at my job. I'm trying to stay active and fit, both physically and mentally sharp, and continuously developing, finding balance in all things.
You're very goal-driven.
Yeah, yes. But I think it's something I would talk a little more about, how to kind of find the right balance between things. And I don't know.
That's awesome.
That it's dangerous to go all into something and forget some parts of your life. Some people do that with, their mental health or their physical health or certain things. So maybe something along those lines.
I don't know.
Nick?
For me, I would say, maybe just because my entire life revolves around this right now, but motherhood, that would be a very easy conversation for me to have. But I also love like the conspiracy theory talk. So like I could.
Were you ever a true crime fan, by the way? Because I remember you had a little bit of a horror face too. I
did. I can't do it anymore. Having kids has made me soft.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's good that I'm desensitized.
I have like too
I'm
much
not
of a dark
desensitized
curiosity.
to it. Yeah.
I'm not desensitized.
It's dangerous, but
what would be like advice you would? What's something you want to tell your future self? What's advice you want to give your past self if you could sit down with them?
So tell my past self, like right now.
You give advice to your past self, and you ask a question to your future self.
I could only do one of them. You're saying?
No, just give both.
Oh, okay.
I think advice that I would give is to just never give up on your dreams and don't compromise. I think it depends on how far back we're going here, but if I'm talking to my teenage self, there were definitely times that I felt lost or out of place or unsure about the future was going to look like and scared. And I would just say, hey, just put your faith in God and put your head down and don't give up. And you're going to be okay. That's what I would say to my past. I'll have to think about my future self.
My past self would definitely be, just trusting God, because I feel like anytime I didn't, my life was
or
not
I could
the
just tell
best
my past self the Powerball number.
Yeah.
Give
them advice. Hey, on this date and this date, these are the winning Powerball numbers. That's my advice to you. That would be good advice.
Cool.
No. But win the lottery, that'd be great. No, but I would say just trust in God, because life isn't perfect, obviously, with him, and it never will be, but you have someone to go through it with you and to help you come out of those valleys, and it's just so important, for sure.
Yeah, things are going to be okay. That's probably what I would say.
Okay. So nothing you would ask your future self? It could be fun. It doesn't have to be serious.
Asking my future self a question. That's a tough one.
Yeah, because you have to. I know. Some of these things I should have let you guys
Have you asked other people that question?
You're actually the first couple to.
Okay.
I would say this is just what's on
I try not to ask every couple the same thing. I try to switch it up if I can.
This is just like what's on my mind recently, because I'm obviously gaining so much weight from my pregnancy. So I'd ask if I ever lose the baby weight.
Valid. So valid.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, what did you do to lose the baby weight? Is it ever lost? And tell me what to do so that I can do it.
That's great.
Man, I don't know what I would
Totally
say.
fine.
Yeah, I don't know what I would say.
Did we have a fourth kid?
Yeah, dude, that's a good one.
At
That's
what
a
point
good one.
is enough?
Yeah, how many kids do we need? How many more kids?
Does Theo go pro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I invest in academics or should I invest in sports?
All right. Well, thanks, guys. This has been quite the. We went long. Very. I wasn't when Nicole's like, we might do an hour. I'm like, whatever.
I know.
So
that's what I always say. I always say like, I'm pregnant, and
Nicole is a talker too.
I am.
Yeah.
Even when I'm not 100%, when I'm not feeling good, who cares? It's good conversation.
Last time you were here, you were sick too, a little bit or you're not sick.
I was I early with my pregnancy?
I don't remember. That's a good question. You might have been pregnant actually.
Yeah. It's probably just morning sickness.
We'll end on this. Give me the best life advice or relationship advice, actually, because this is third wheeling.
Relationship advice, I think it's kind of, I think from the get-go, setting ground rules. I feel like being on the same page from the get-go is so important, setting expectations for each other, because if you're not on the same page about the important things, it can spiral out of control very quickly. So I think if from the get-go, there's some ground rules of expectations for each other that you can remind each other of and hold each other accountable to that, like communication becomes a lot easier if that's done. So I'd say like setting some ground rules, being on the same page, communication is key. If you don't do that from the beginning, it's hard to backtrack, and potentially some problems have already arisen at that point. That's what comes to mind.
Great, man.
Mine's not as serious. I was going to say laugh together, because just like looking back at our relationship, when you asked what's our funniest moments together, like there's so many, and we're constantly having new ones. And laughing is good. I feel like laughing gives you longer life, and it makes you feel young, and it's a good feeling to laugh and be happy. So just laugh, find someone that you can laugh with, and because marriage is not easy, it's hard. It's not always perfect. So if you find someone, that through the hard times you can laugh with them, then they're a keeper.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the times people in relationships, they try to change the other person, and it's not about that. It's about, kind of accepting the person for who they are and hoping to improve together. So,
and also, this is something my dad always told me too, like marriage is a decision. Like, it's not a feeling, like people are like, oh, like I got married, but then we just, we grew apart, or we're not as in love anymore. Like it doesn't work that way,
That's scary.
Marriage takes work, and regardless of feelings, there are times when I'm sure Vitor doesn't feel in love with me and I don't feel in love with him, but we made the decision to love each other in the good and the bad, and for forever means forever. And so we're going to stay together forever. We have no qualms about that, because it's a decision that we made together. And so even in the
nobody's perfect. Everybody has flaws. Everybody makes mistakes.
I've accepted him for all of his imperfections, and he's accepted me too, and we just work together, and we have a lot of grace for each other too, because we know we're human. Especially when you have a newborn too. Like I'll say, just with all the kids, like when you're up at 3 a.m. exhausted, changing a poopy diaper and having to nurse the baby, like no one's happy, everyone's tired, but there just needs to be a lot of grace and a lot of love, because when there's exhaustion like that, it can get hard. So
thank you guys, you're the best.
Love you,
glad
Ben.
we were able to get everybody in today. Well, everybody meaning the three of us, but I appreciate it. We went a little bit long, but like I said, we got a lot here, and everybody else like and subscribe, I guess.
Like and subscribe. And now that Nicole's been here by herself, we've been together, now you have to have me come
back.
Yeah,
he said, I told him he should do the hot ones with you.
Okay, good,
because
that's what we'll do next time.
Yeah.
Too, and then we can get more into like Brazil to America and like the actual niche parts of that. So, love you guys.
Love you, Ben.
Cheers.
Peace.